Alright, welcome back to Sales Training with Spence, where we turn novices into experts into closing beasts, and sellers into closers, man. Today we're talking about a straight line versus 3C, the anatomy of a sale, and what selling is compared to negotiation. So, when you are doing a sale, the more scripted your sale is, the better it'll be. And that doesn't mean the more you sound like you're reading a script, the better it'll be. It's the more of a script, the better the script, and the more natural you sound when reading your script, the better it will be. And the point of having a script is so that you have mass control over the conversation the entire time. I mean, a sale is supposed to go in a straight line. You go from the opening in the collection to the presentation to the close. There should be no room for anywhere to go off track here. You need it in a straight line, and that's why you write out your script, so you can keep control of the conversation, and even if the guy is trying to go off a little bit, you can bring him right back and keep him on the straight line, right? So having a script that is effective, that follows the straight line system, is what will make you a good salesman. And this would be a good sale if you can go from the opening to the collection, presentation, and the close all in one straight line. So, lots of salesmen are like, man, I don't want a script. Like, it makes me sound wooden. It makes me sound robotic. You shouldn't have a script. Well, don't listen to those people. They suck at sales, man. They don't know what they're talking about. And that's why when they're reading a script, they sound robotic and wooden. If they were good, they wouldn't, right? A good salesman, a master salesman will have an effective script to keep him on that straight line. But also, as he's reading the script, you won't even know that he's reading a script. He will sound natural. If you're over the phone, make sure you sound natural. Use the right tones. You can have the script in front of you. If you're in person, you must memorize that script. You need to have it in your head. Even people who aren't using a script, but they are very effective salesmen, they have a structure in their head. They understand how a sale works, and even without an actual script scripted out, written down, and memorized, they will still be able to bring their presentation or bring the prospect down the straight line, right? So here's 3 actionable steps that you can start doing today to turn you from a novice into an expert, right? Write out your script, practice reading your script until you sound natural, and if you need to, film yourself, watch yourself in the mirror, present to somebody else, pretend, I don't know, say I was doing role play with Andy, I would read my script, he would pretend to be the client, and practice it until you can sound natural, right? Third, memorize that script and internalize it so you don't even have to think about it anymore. I mean, you want to avoid not having a script as well, because improvisation takes energy. If all day long all you're doing is improvising, you're going to be fucking exhausted. By the time you reach your 10th call, your 10th meeting, you're not going to have any energy left, man. And as a salesman, you got to be sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and an expert in your field, right? So, if you're improvising, how are you going to be enthusiastic? How are you going to sound sharp as a tack? You're going to be stuttering. You'll be all over the place. No, man. Cut that out. Write your script. Practice till you sound natural. Memorize and internalize it. And most importantly, make sure it follows the straight line system here, right? So, the difference between the straight line versus the 3 C's. Now, 3 C's, they happen in a negotiation, right? You collect information, you clutter it, you close, right? And a negotiation can go in many ways. There's many different outcomes, many different situations possible. There's not one direct ending like with a sale. You end at the close on either maybe say 1 product, 2 products, 3 products, but you bring them down and they end up in one place, and that's closing on what you have to offer at your price. No negotiations, you bring them straight to it, and that's how it is, right? A negotiation, on the other hand, the prices may go up and down the whole time, you can end up anywhere, and that's why in a negotiation, you see the structure of it is shaped more like this, because there's all this room in the middle for things to go everywhere. It'll go up, down, sideways, you don't know where a negotiation is going to end up, there's no set price, you're just hoping it ends where you want it to end, and probably the person you're negotiating with is hoping it's going to end where they want it to. You may end up in the middle most of the time, or somewhere, anywhere in between, right? But with a sale, you're bringing them straight down the line, and this is where they end up at the close, at your price of your offer, right? So, with that being said, a sale, it is one-sided. You're bringing them in one direction. Negotiation is two-sided. Both of you are talking to each other, figuring it out, talking about price, whatever you're negotiating with, and there's no set destination, no set direction, up, down, sideways, left, right, whatever, man. So the 3C's, man. Collect, clutter, close. That's the 3C's. That's the difference between the straight line in a sale and the 3C's of a negotiation. Once again, if you don't have this down, write your script, practice reading it until you sound natural, memorize and internalize it, because in sales, that is going to be crucial to keeping you energized all day long, to having an effective sales presentation, ultimately leading them to the close, and being able to consistently do it all the time. I mean, all the best salespeople in the world, they have wrote a script at one point or had one written for them. They have practiced reading it until they sounded natural doing so. They have also memorized and internalized it. That is a guarantee. Find one top salesman in the world. He will tell you he's done all these things probably multiple times in his life. You don't have to do it once and become a master. You're probably going to have to do this over and over and over and over, no matter where you go, depending on the situation. But at the end of the day, a sale is one straight line. A negotiation, it's everywhere. And that's the difference between a straight line versus a 3C.